Hey everyone, it's Nick. Today we are on the Nation server for probably the last time. Now, I've been thinking a lot about how to put this, but I think the direct way is just the best thing to do. I'm not going to be playing on the Nation server anymore, as it is right now, because we are changing seasons. Yeah, that's right. Did I get you for a second? Probably not, but hey, the group and I am part of the group, so the group decided to switch seasons, and I checked on my first video of the Nation, which I uploaded probably 1 or 2 days after the Nation Season 3 opened, and that was the 6th of September 2014. So that's almost 2 years ago, which is such a long time, and since then I've only produced like, what, 20 episodes? Even if 20 episodes, I think it was like 18 or so. And if I compare that to, oh wait, let's check if there's no other pigmen around. That might kill me. Yeah, if I compare that to season 2, that is such a low amount of episodes, so we haven't really done much on here as it seems, but I can guarantee you we'll check out everything that we've built today, which is a little more than you might think. And we'll go over everything so you may get some inspiration of what you can do in your Minecraft world in times where inspiration is difficult to get. Let's try and hit one of these pigmen. That's what I'm trying to do here. I'm not just jerking around and doing nothing, but I want to show you my first contraption that is right here, which is a gold farm, and for some reason my arms are too short and the sound is different. You hear that? I also enabled subtitles there, by the way. You can tell me if you like them or not, if you find them disturbing. I quite like them. Come on, let's go full out. Ooh. Did I hit him? No? Oh boy, he's fast. Woohoo! No. Now we can hit him. Alright. Ooh, no. Don't kill me now. Oh boy. I've got a good sword though. I gotta say that. Whew, there we go. So you're probably wondering why there haven't been many videos in the last months. I uploaded sporadically, 1 or 2, but there's been a really big project going on that consumed pretty much all of my free time, which was filming a short film. And I'm going to upload that to YouTube as well. Oh boy, these are annoying. Let's turn them down for a second. And I'm going to upload it onto YouTube with English subtitles because it's in German. And if you want to check it out, I'll talk about it in another future video of mine. But that's what has been going on. I'm not dead. I still play Minecraft. And speaking of which, version 1.10 has come out, which I didn't really follow. I saw 1 or 2 snapshots, but then that was it, and now it's already out. So it was quite a quick release, if I may say so myself. Compare that to 1.9, which took months to publish, and that one only took like, what, maximum of 2 months, I think. So yeah, I don't think it's that big of an update. I just checked in creative for a second what was new and what I could find in the inventory, and mainly there were nether blocks like the magma block, and also, ooh, a real zombie, also polar bear eggs, spawn eggs that is, but that was already it, so I'm quite surprised. Probably they changed a lot of commands, if not that. Really nothing much had happened, but I'm gonna look into that, and I'm also going to update you as well. I don't want to be leaving you hanging, right? So I think you've got the concept of this farm now. We can turn the sounds back up. Let's go 10%. And what the deal is with this farm is you attract one of these zombie pigmen, and then they will trigger that chain reaction, and then they will lure everyone else that is in this vicinity towards your cacti. Down here, you just stand up here, and once there's 2 or more mobs in there, they will push each other into the cacti, and their loot will be collected inside of the chest down there. I've got tons of gold swords, and I would love to show you right now, but it's not possible because they are still angry at me because I killed so many of them. Yeah, when building this, you should be careful not to have any loopholes where they could wander in, because I've had that happen thousands of times. And even in this corner here, they're standing, and if I go next to that, he'll be able to hit me, and you see how much damage that did. Whoa, it seems like I generate really fast. I am currently in version 1.9.4, so maybe that's a new thing also. In here, there used to be minecarts, which are somewhere else now, but what you did is you hit this button right here, which triggered, no, first you hit this button right here, which triggered this redstone, then this block, and then this dispenser down here. And in both of these were minecarts, and two inside of each other were aligned next to the wall here. Then you hit this button and the powered rail shoots you off flying. And that's the reason why there doesn't have to be any more powered rails on this track, because two minecarts inside of each other with a little bit of boost still get you flying all the way back to the spawn portal that we have. So yeah, that's really cool. Now that is dangerous. Let's see if we can get him out of the way first. Man, I'm short on time. We've already talked for 6 minutes and I've only showed you my gold farm. But there's so much more. Ha. Well, we'll see if there's so much more. Let's see if we can go through. Please, don't kill me. No, don't kill me. Yeah, we're good. And it's raining, but that's okay. We're not made of sugar. And we are in a savanna biome, which is also an advantage, and which is probably also a criteria to choose a savanna for building your builds. This right here is a river. It rains here, but not in the savanna. And if you are annoyed by rain, you should live in a desert or a savanna or somewhere else where it doesn't rain. Maybe also a snow biome if you're a fan of snow. So this is the starting village, so to say. Mel and I, Bricks on the Loose, if you don't know who Mel is, I'll link her in the description. We looked for this place for quite a long time. We've spent hours and hours finding a savanna that was suiting my needs. And we found this really cool place with a river right here, then a village, and I sort of took over and then put all of my chests here. And, you know, they look messy, or as Tigraticus in his episode said,
Unenchanted. So messy.
Yeah, so messy, right? But the reason for that is I am usually a pretty organized person in real life and in Minecraft, but this season I kind of haven't been feeling the organization so much, and that is due to one thing. I'm jumping all over the place here, but hey, we'll get there. Yeah, it's due to this item elevator, which was supposed to be the first step towards an automatic sorting system where everything had a chest and I could just throw my junk in this water stream and it would separate it and sort it into each chest. But I didn't get there. All I did was move this item elevator. It was actually back here, back through this awesome tunnel that I laid out with some cobblestone, and it was right there where there's no more grass. But I thought, hey, let's put it right there because we can easily access it from everything else that we've built around it. So I sort of moved out of this area again. I also had plans on building something in here, but maybe we'll get there next season, because then I plan on producing a few more videos and then I might have some more time. But to get back to the messiness, my desktop now, because of the short film, is also really full of everything that you can imagine. Images, videos, and yeah, I normally like my desktop to look clean and nice and you can find everything, but that didn't work out so well now, so I need to get my life back organized, and I should be having some more time for YouTube now because I've been missing it. I don't even know how to play Minecraft anymore. Normally I've been so up to date with all the updates, but now Man, I need to catch up. I need to do some work. Alright, this is the super simple small iron golem farm that I featured in episode 10 of The Nation, which is probably one of my most famous videos of this season. And it's really simple. It works with villagers, as you can see right there. And if you have a certain amount of villagers and doors, they will start producing iron golems. And if we just pillar up with, yeah, I've got some dirt on hand, so we should be good. With some dirt, you will be able to see that it's really simple to build. Are we at the top yet? Nope. This is, I've also got a tutorial on this, or you can just check out the Nation episode and I will show you there. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A 10 by 10 water tunnel, and then the iron golem will spawn somewhere up here and will end up in the middle section right there. And as you could probably see from below already, there's lava and he will burn up in there. And surprisingly, this farm is really efficient. It's way better than the original one for some reason that I built in season 2, or it might have to do with my player position, because I'm always back there and it seems like it's the best range from there to here, because if you're too close, the iron golems are not spawning, but if you're too far away and the chunks get unloaded, they also are not spawning. So I guess that's the correct distance. Then back here, I wanted to build something like a villager trading hut. I also put in some zombie villagers that I wanted to cure in minecarts in here, but they both have been cured, and then zombies came along, or I think even baby zombies jumped through the one wide opening here, and they converted them back to zombies, which then despawned, which is no bueno. But hey, it happens, and I didn't finish this build, so it might also be my fault, at least a little bit. I've got some nice foliage here, which I have also discovered in real life. I had to take care of a garden because family members were out of town. They were on vacation and they wanted me to take care of it. And then I discovered my love for vegetables and strawberries, and I planted everything full of them. Every little space is now full of either an apple tree or zucchinis or tomatoes or peppers, what you can imagine. But they taste really good, so I encourage you to plant some as well, if you have the space and time to do that. But yeah, that's also one of the reasons I didn't have much time. In here, there are two hoppers that are facing into each other with items in them, and they were my failed attempt at keeping these chunks loaded, because these are at the chunk corners. There's one number that indicates that right here, chunk 15. A chunk is a 16 by 16 area in Minecraft, and yeah, on these chunk borders you can put some hoppers normally to keep the area loaded, but it didn't work, so well, that's yeah, a pretty big fail. But you might be wondering why I wanted to keep them loaded, and that is due to this thing right here. It is an ender pearl dispenser. Yeah, you can just get the ender pearl. Let's throw that string away, nobody needs that. Says the one that needs it in that moment. Let's turn it on, and this is what it was supposed to do. Let's see if it still works. Let's throw up the ender pearl right there. And yeah, this is an ender pearl teleporter that yeah, seems to glitch out when you go out of this chunk, and that's why I wanted to keep it loaded. But what it does is it keeps the thrown ender pearl as an entity in the air using soul sand, and when you go away and hit a button, this piston right here deactivates for a moment, and then that will be enough time for the ender pearl to drop, and you'll be teleported to right there. And my frames seem to drop quite dramatically just because of that machine. So that is also a lag creator. And that is also why I have all this redstone right here. Apparently a nice tunnel for cows to hide in when the night falls. Let's go all the way back here. I think that was the closest or the furthest I could get with my redstone wiring to activate the ender portal, but yeah, you hit it and then the piston turns off for a moment, and you can turn it off here as well, and then you will teleport to this area. So that was the entire plan, to teleport more quickly around my base, and that design was based on Ethos Labs design, and I'm sure some of you have seen that as well. Yeah, that was everything that I built in the area back there, and that was also my small village right here with everything I have in the chests. Then I've got a small horsey here. He's not really small, but he's my horsey. He doesn't have a name though, so yeah, you'll be nameless forever unless somebody suggests a name. Then in here there's some feathers. I think I kept some chickens in here. Yeah, that must be it. I kept some chickens and then killed them for food, but then I finally... There's chickens in here. I was wondering, well, let's let them have a bit of daylight. Until I built this cruel machine, which is a chicken cube. Almost 3 by 3 if this glass weren't here, but this is just to encase the chickens, which are sitting on this hopper, lay their eggs, and these will go into this dispenser here. And you should... be able to fire them out with this button, but they should also go out automatically because this hopper is hooked up to this comparator that checks whether there's an item in there, and then that repeats it around to this dispenser. So once an egg is laid, it will get shot in there, and everything that is in here, every chicken, when it grows up, will grow into a lava blade, which is then going to cook them slowly, and it's gonna give me some cooked chicken, which is really quite nice. Then right here we got a visitor once, which is Dr. Nintendo, also a really old member of the nation, and he left me a really nice present, which this with this book. I, Sir Lord Master Dockers, have returned from the dead, blah blah blah. You can check out the episode if you want to know what that has to do with everything. Then here I've got a junk chest. Down here is another hopper that just feeds it into this chest. So yeah, I really am messy, I gotta give you that, but hey, what do you want to do, right? If you don't have a nice sorting system and are too lazy to do it by hand, what do you want to do? Alright, we'll go over to this area right here, which is made up of a big tree that has something in it, which is a crafting bench, and this was my hideout place to hide from zombies, and this door is actually zombie proof. Why is that, Nick? Well, zombies can only knock open doors that are closed, and if they're in the open state, like they are now, they cannot knock them open, and I'm safe in there. And this would be the regular closed state, and this is the open one. And when you place down a door, if you actually have space in your inventory, that is, it will always be closed, and then you can open it. And that is what you'll have to do if you want a zombie-proof door. You'll have to take a look at how you need to place the door so that it is correctly placed, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's the correct placement right now, but you'll see once a zombie attacks you. I've been waiting there and AFKing because of this wheat farm right here, which uses a villager and a minecart along the road, which is built underneath this field of wheat. Let's just go down. I don't want to destroy anything, so let's go down here, and I think we can go one more block. So yeah, you'll see that there's a hopper minecart right underneath, which is just going in circles and circles, and it actually, when you have a block on top of it, it will suck up anything that's on top of that block as an item form. And if you have tilled soil, it will also just maximize that effect. Same with soul sand, because it doesn't have the same block height a usual block does, like 1 meter, and then tilled dirt is a little shorter, so it will suck up everything that's above there. And What this contraption does now is this villager, once wheat grows, will harvest that wheat and it will fall onto the ground, and then it will be picked up by the hopper minecart that is riding along the tracks. And what we did prior to that, to not have the villager pick up all the wheat, is give him 8 stacks of seeds, which we harvested manually, because then his inventory is full. And he can only pick up seeds. Even if he plants some, he still has that last slot full of seeds, if you know what I mean. So for example, he has 8 slots, and then everything is stacked full of 64 seeds, and then 30 seeds. He will still be able to pick up only seeds until he's at 64 again. And he will plant the seeds, but leave the wheat on the ground because he cannot pick it up, and then the minecart will be there to collect it. You can see that right now, the wheat is on the ground, and he will replant it with the seeds that he has in his inventory and already also picked up, and the wheat is also gone now because of the minecart. So a really cool system. Right here I think I've got some bone meal, or I used to have some, so I could demonstrate. Do I have some bones on me? No. But you know what? In 1.10 there's this new bone block as well, which is made up of 9 bone meal. I don't know if that has a special use, but well, maybe it might just be for storing mass amounts of bone meal. I need to look into that and I will inform you. Let's make some love for the ending of this season. Hey, you go there. Or are you too far apart? No? We can have a baby. Aww. Repopulation. Great. Yeah, back there I have a little tent that used to have a bed inside of it, but because I had a lack of wool around here, there's pigs, there's cows, there's chickens, but I don't have any sheep around. I needed to take that bed out of there again and place it right on this spot right there, because I needed to sleep while building, and this was originally meant to build to be my small hideout. Whew, needed to cough there. But yeah, I wanted to build a huge castle right here, and this was meant to be a zone where I could sleep at night, and it just should look pretty. There's a little kettle right here which collects rainwater. When I want to brew potions, I can just use that, but it doesn't have any other purpose. No secret entrance, no nothing. So that pretty much concludes everything that we've done this season, at my base at least, which is the iron farm back in the distance there, then our village where everything is concentrated, then we also have the wheat farm and the tent, and that was gonna be the site of this majestic castle which never got built. And then we have the item elevator, which is the start of something great, which will never be finished. But you know what? Season 4 is even more exciting because I have so many ideas that I want to do, and maybe also bring some of the unfinished work to there so I can finalize it and then show it to you in its full glory. But let's go to spawn now, because that's where I also built a little machine, and probably the zombie pigmen are still angry at me. But you know what? We'll get there. Somehow. I'll try my best. And when we come out here with the minecart, there's this thing. Looks pretty complicated, but it's also quite simple if you look at it a second time. The minecart comes along here, gets destroyed by this cactus and picked up by any of these hoppers, which all feed into this dispenser here that you need to fire twice. Once and twice, so 2 minecarts get dispensed, you hop into one, and then you go off flying into that direction. Yeah, same as here, it's just a little power track that brings you to this little selection pad right here. In this direction is Melissa, or Bricks on the Loose's base. Spawn is if you flick the lever this way, and you can go right here. Because Mel and I share a tunnel, that's why I built this little lever selection thingy, so everything was a little more flawless. Welcome to the Nether Hub, which is also unfinished. We wanted to have 4 separate areas with different designs. You can see right here, glass white panes, and then there's clay right here, and some other materials that I never really checked out because the Nether Hub wasn't my project, and I really didn't focus on finding out anything about it. So this is spawn. This is where you arrive, and you've probably seen that a couple times if you follow my videos. But what I did here is, where is my shop again? Oh right, it's right next to the portal here. This is what I built. There's still the Halloween pumpkins still alive and thriving in the middle of June 2016. But that's fine. I wanted to build a little Colosseum type of shop with the different types of arrows that we now got. But yeah, also like the Colosseum, a ruin. But you know what? It's those memories that are connected to all of these builds. It's really cool to see everything still sort of built up, and some stuff is even coming to it. Somebody has added this thing which looks like, or reminds me of a donut right now. This thing up there, round like a donut, and then the cream strawberry filling, and then some chocolate. I'm hungry. Maybe you can tell. Up here, ooh, that's Melissa's diamond shop. She's done some improvements. Maybe because I was bringing in some competition, she had to do something majestic, and I gotta give her to that. It looks quite nice. If she was the person who built this. Then we've got some other stuff around here which we checked out in another episode, so I'm not gonna go over that anymore. But what I recommend you to do is check out Tigradicus, or Tigs as we call him, video, which I link in the video description or at the eye right now. Click that, and you will be brought to a server tour which shows off some people's bases, and yeah, he's also going to give some commentary and check out what the others have built too. Not in detail, but you'll get an overall overview of what has been going on in Season 3 of the Nation SMP. And I think that's it. I really enjoyed you watching, even though I couldn't enjoy, but you know, I want to thank you for following me through this season, and we'll see us next time in season numero 4. Goodbye.